If you live in Uganda, you don't need to be told of its riches. They are plain to see. We boast of our wildlife to attract tourists, and tourism is the second largest GDP earner for our country. Elephants are key, but they have a story to tell, and they need our understanding. So what is the real situation with Uganda's elephants? Can we learn from their history to help us protect them better today? Just 100 years ago, 60,000 elephants roamed freely across Uganda. There was enough space for all, and mutual respect and understanding kept the peace. But in the 1920s, industrial agriculture expanded fast, and elephants had to compete with man for land and water. Professional hunters were hired, and in 1923, the Elephant Control Department was born to protect the new farms. Elephants only survived in places where man couldn't farm, places infested with a tsetse fly. The sleeping sickness epidemic kept people and cattle out of key areas, and this made these areas easy for the hunting industry to take over and protect. Licenses were granted to shoot around 1,000 elephants per year, and the hunters campaigned hard to keep these areas dedicated to wildlife. This is how our national parks were born. It was the rise of agriculture that pushed the elephants into areas protected by first the tsetse flies and then the hunters. They became cut off from one another in small islands of wilderness amongst the cultivated lands. Inevitably, they bred until their populations outgrew the boundaries imposed upon them. The parks couldn't cope, and by the 1960s, habitat destruction led to the decision to cull 2,000 elephants in Murchison Falls. The numbers were brought down to what people thought were sustainable populations. But things were about to get worse for the elephants. 10 years later, disaster struck. Political instability in Uganda triggered widespread slaughter, and during the overthrow of President Idi Amin, the Tanzanian army also massacred large numbers of elephants. Poaching for ivory in Uganda became out of control. At first, the big males were taken, then the females. Then any elephant over the age of 15 with a pair of tusks was killed. Soon all that was left were a few disparate groups of orphans and teenage elephants, until less than 1,000 young elephants remained of the original 60,000. 30 years of peace in Uganda and improved protection for elephants has made a big difference. The herds are recovering, and now we have nearly 5,000 elephants in total, but we still have space for more than double that. Our national parks actually need more elephants, as they are a keystone species and hugely important for all the other animals in the park. Known as the architects of the savannah, one elephant can eat 300 kilograms of vegetation in a day, keeping the trees down and maintaining the grasslands for species like lions, buffalo, and Uganda kob. Queen Elizabeth and Murchison Falls National Parks host 80% of Uganda's elephants, proudly in the top safari destinations of the world. Murchison Falls is 5,000 square kilometers of stunning wilderness. It used to have 14,000 elephants and today has less than 2,000. 1,500 of them live north of the Nile, but this is a relatively small area. Today, the Uganda Wildlife Authority, with the help of the Uganda Conservation Foundation, protects Murchison Falls National Park. More dedicated rangers are deployed in the parks. Ranger posts are being built. Marine training is underway, and an anti-poaching project called Wild Leo has reduced poaching by 50%. Wildlife is increasing, and tourism is bringing important revenue sharing to local communities. The more we can protect and conserve, the better for Uganda's heritage, and we can leave our wilderness in the best possible shape for future generations.